The following is a presentation of the Greater Ontario Hockey League.
Nothing like a great local surprise guest on a Friday night in St. Catharines to fire up the Falcons.
I know a big part of why I love the game is how I was raised in Welland and all the hockey that came out of Welland and the type of people that were there. So I brought a bit of a special guest to get us going. If you want to come in here, Paul. What's up, boys? Yeah! There you go. Pleasure to be here, boys. Pleasure to be here. You ready to go? Let's go. Caps ready to go.
I was taken back yesterday when I got a message from him, not because he messaged me, we talked quite a bit, but because he was asking me if he could come by the rink to see my boys. And I mean, like, that's unbelievable. Like, he truly cares about this game. He gives back. It's genuine. And, I really think one day I hope to see, him get some consideration as a builder in the Hockey Hall of Fame, because what he's doing for this game right now and bringing in a new audience is incredible. And Welland's very proud of him, and my boys in the dressing room are very proud of what he does.
What a start to our spotlight game. The top of the Eastern Conference is a battle that could come down to the final regular season game. The St. Catharines Falcons sit in second in the conference and are just 4 points ahead of the Erie Meteors, who come to town tonight for another exciting chapter of this great rivalry. Welcome to the Garden City and inside the Seymour Hanna Sports Complex for tonight's GOHL Spotlight game, featuring two teams who have created one of the best rivalries in junior hockey. Success doesn't come easy, and it's certainly not given out for free, but for the Falcons' local defenseman Jordan Schonbacher, he has a Sutherland Cup ring to his name, winning a championship back with St. Catharines in his rookie season. The Garden City born and raised, Schonbacher grew up with a hockey stick in his hand, and he credits so much of his success to those who wore the Falcons crest before him and to Tyler Bilby and his staff, which include a couple of guys who also were a part of that championship Falcons team.
I was very, very fortunate to win as a 16-year-old. I was able to hopefully contribute a little bit as much as I could, but I had a great group of 20-year-olds back then. I'm fortunate enough now to be coached by two of them, so I've had a really close relationship with a lot of them. And yeah, I mean, it's been a full circle moment for me, winning as a 16-year-old, playing as well as a 17-year-old here, and now I'm back for my 20-year-old year. I really wanted to come home and play for the city that I love, and I'm honored to play for and play with the guys like Calvin Petrovsky, Mitch Dimitro, and Sam Lockyer. We grew up all playing with each other, and having the opportunity to win a Sutherland Cup and play all together for our last year of junior hockey was something really special that I wasn't able to pass up.
Jordan's just a class act. He's a winner. He's got a Sutherland Cup, so he knows what it takes, and we're really excited to have him kind of help us on our journey and show our younger guys what it does take. So I tip my cap to Jordan. It might be his last year of hockey, but there's no way I'll let that young man leave my life. We'll find a way to be in touch and continue to go through this journey together.
Continuing with the veteran defensemen who have had success, look no further than the Meteors defenseman of R.J. Schmidt. The 2005 Newmarket native has played 166 league games for Fort Erie and was a part of the championship team that went to the Sutherland Cup back in 2024.
The most fun thing I ever did was winning. And, you don't get to do it a lot. And to have a chance to go win a championship in junior hockey is not easy. And don't pass up on that opportunity. And it's really it goes by fast. Like all the young guys, the older guys, I'm sure on every team tell them, your career goes by quick, and definitely is the most fun in your life, and the most fun thing to do is win. So all you got to do is win. That's all that matters.
This season, the Falcons are getting success around the lineup, including the 2008-born North York native of Dylan Atkinson. Coming off a terrific performance at the prospect game on Tuesday in Peterborough, Atkinson plays a 200-foot game where he contributes 14 goals and adds 20 assists this season for St. Catharines. Another guy to expect big things from tonight is James Elliott. The Sault Ste. Marie native had a 7-game point streak snapped in the Falcons' last game. However, Elliott has had the hot stick as of late for the Birds, putting up 19 points in his last 11 games. In goal, Jacob Saranac gets the nod under the spotlight. The Ancaster native sports a 15-2-2 record with a 2.56 goals against average to go along with a .900 save percentage. The North Bay Battalion pick was named Goaltender of the Month for November. The Fort Erie Meteors come in on a 15-game winning streak and are looking to keep their foot on the gas pedal this evening. Congratulations are in order for Sam Tonelli, who has hit 200 career points in the GOHL. That came on an assist in the Meteors' last game, a 4-3 win over the Cambridge Redhawks. That assist also pushes Tonelli's point streak to an impressive 8 games. Elsewhere in the lineup for Fort Erie tonight, newcomer Gage Brandon will play in his 5th game in a Meteor uniform. The Petrolia native has 3 goals and an assist through his first 4 games. Brandon is a 2024 third-round pick to the Flint Firebirds and joins the Mets from the Sherwood Park Crusaders of the BCHL. In between the pipes, another new face for the Mets will tend the visitors' goal tonight. Raphael Tremblay has won his first 2 starts for Fort Erie, including a 4-3 thriller in Cambridge on the road on Saturday. The Laval, Quebec native will get his first taste of this great rivalry under the spotlight tonight. For more on tonight's matchups, let's get to tonight's captain's comments, powered by Collins Clothiers, with Jordan Schonbacher and Fort Erie's RJ Schmidt.
I think from day one, we've kind of all looked forward to a game like this, spotlight game against our rivals, Fort Erie in our division. You know, it goes way back to even when I was 16 playing against them. It was always against St. Catharines Falcons versus the Fort Erie Meteors. But at the end of the day, nothing's won or lost tonight. You know, it's, we're a little ahead of them in the standings and they're trying to catch us. But at the end of the day, we have a different goal as well. We're trying to catch Cambridge, who's ahead of us. So it's kind of just a big stepping stone and a progress for a team that's, we're really building towards a good success and a long season.
We're just a hot hockey team, and coming into St. Catharines on Friday night, it's one of the most fun nights of the year on the road, and we love it, and just striving for the next one, really. That's it.
Ever since day one, we've kind of all been set with the same mindset of we're here to win. We're here to do what it takes to win. We're putting the crest before our last name. So that's been our mindset, our goal, and everybody's been on board, and I think that's the biggest thing. You know, our room gels really well off the ice and on the ice, and that's the biggest thing. You know, I've had experience winning and losing, obviously, but I've been very fortunate to win, and the biggest thing was how close our group was on and off the ice. You know, we were like a big family, no matter where it was, whether it was at a restaurant, at the movie theaters, in the rink, at an opposing rink. We were always showing class and dedication to the crest.
It's the 5th and final meeting of the regular season. Fort Erie has 2 wins. Falcons won the other 2. The Mets have won 15 straight. The Falcons, how about 11 wins in their last 12? It's a Friday night with the snowflakes flying in St. Catharines. Puck drop is next on 519 Sports. And now back comes Fort Erie across center. Right wing side, Danny Adamo toward the goal. Rebound to the near side, but Saranac able to get across. A terrific stop from the 2008-born netminder. Across, one more near side. Elliott the shot, great block. Coming out, that's a terrific effort, and the puck is cleared. What an effort from 2-6 in white and orange. 9:32 to go, first period. Face off one cleanly by Cladle. On the backhand, Tremblay sprawls out, and he's got it under the glove. A terrific save halfway through the first period. Greenwald, he blows the tire right in front of the Falcons bench, plays it from his knees, and he connects with Donald. Donald ran into by the brick wall of Atkinson, a clean hit. Back to the line, Danny Adamo able to hold the line. Nicholson, high slot, takes the shot, follow-up attempt, and he got a piece of it, Saranac with the glove. A block and then a great stop by Saranac. Tonelli dishes off Donald, back for Tonelli. Down low they go. Tonelli again. Donald a one-timer. What a stop, Saranac! Absolutely ridiculous stop. Gets it with the blocker. Puck is cleared again, and it's still 0-0 thanks to that man, Jacob Saranac. Right there is Brandon, and it's picked up now Adamo, 2-on-2. Adamo near side, into the middle, tipped on goal, rebound, scores! The new guy, Gage Brandon. His 4th in a Meteor uniform, and his first one is the game's first goal. It's 1-0 Fort Erie. Big rebound, and it started with Adamo on a 3-on-2. Brandon puts it in, and the Mets have a 1-0 lead. Fisher back behind the net, Tremblay, near side. Fort Erie run over as Fisher runs his man over. St. Catharines to the near side, Swan. Takes it in across the line. Nice feed, Schombacher. One more follow-up, Tremblay. Loose puck, and it goes wide. What a stop. The goaltender's putting on a show here tonight. Tremblay, a terrific toe save. Back behind the line. The power play goes to work again. This time it's met, and it's cleared by Haywood. Now a 2-on-1 shorthanded. Opens up. Lockyer Across to the opposite side, Tremblay again. Are you kidding me? Welcome to Fort Erie. Raphael Tremblay take a bow with 13:45 to go. He keeps it 1-0. Tangling him up here in the near boards. Arnold holds the line. 8 seconds left in the power play. Comes in the shot. Loose puck underneath him. Tremblay. He gets jumped on, and that'll start a scrum. Right on top of him, Fisher, as he hits the head of Tremblay. And bad news here as Tremblay down and holding his helmet right now with 10:31 to go. A penalty coming, a cross-checking minor, and not good news for Fort Erie. And it seems as if they are checking with his head and neck area, but he appears to be okay. He's back up on his own 2 feet. And the team doctor right now heading off. And Tremblay going to stay in this hockey game with 10:31 to go. Tried to thread the needle to the opposite side, picked up Fort Erie. Quickly back. 2-on-2, they come across the line. Good defensive play as the Trow will take that puck away from the goal scorer, George. He'll work in, drop pass Atkinson. One more to the far side. Another Superman save as Tremblay, terrific under the spotlight. Tries to move the puck in deep. It'll be chipped out. Back they come Donald. Donald looks to his left. Donald to his forehand, followed up with Ceramic. Follow-up attempt, they score! It starts from Tremblay at the other end, and it's put home on the doorstep. Cunningham, it's 2-0 Meteors. Back and forth under the spotlight, and the Mets take advantage. They go up 2-0. Here's Sammy Lockyer with a ton of speed. Lockyer on goal, and no rebound given as well. As another great save and a little scrum out front as Lockyer has a piece of word with a Meteor defender with 4 minutes to go in the second period. And the puck is cleared, but only as far as the blue line. Lockyer again. Up top, Schonbacher. One more opposite side. Works in the shot. Rebound. Backhand. Still can't find a way to beat him. Loose puck, it comes Lockyer. He'll scramble. Schonbacher under a minute to go in the power play. Schonbacher spins away. St. Catharines, Lockyer the shot. Other side of the crease. He's there again. Tremblay's terrific tonight. Loose puck, just trying to get it on goal. 40 to the line, not going to clear. They'll work it toward the goal. Tipped in front. Andrew Kennedy, AK-47, and the Birds have life. It took 29 shots, but Andrew Kennedy will get the Birds back in it. It's 2-1. First on it, O'Farrell, he gets crunched. And St. Catharines sends that one to the near side. Mustafi, nice move to his forehand. Rebound out front. Tremblay again, keeps it a 2-1 game. Has it back behind his goal. Comes to the near wall, trying to get some speed up the wall. Here's Tonelli. Tonelli toward the goal, and Saranic's able to hold on for a whistle. A little pushing and shoving as they didn't like Tonelli. A little bit of a snow job right on the netminder, but nothing going to come here with 11:37 to go in what a tight contest under the spotlight. The St. Catharines Falcons will call their 32nd timeout. How about the shots on goal right now? 43-15 in favor of the Birds. They trail, though, 2-1 under the spotlight. They'll throw out their big guns to try to get anything on goal. But Tremblay, the storyline tonight for the Mets, he's been terrific thus far with 2:15 to go here in the final period. Under 90 seconds now in the third period. St. Catharines takes possession. Elliott walks to the top of the circle, across into the blue line, rimmed back in. Dewar, opposite side, Atkinson, gives it up top. Schonbacher through traffic and it's blocked. Fortieri dumps it toward the goal. Bouncing puck hits the goal post. It only fits the storybook tonight. That one off the goal post. Now St. Catharines back the other way. 1 minute to go in the third period. Elliott, he's been a hero for this team several times, has a couple game-winning goals this year. Trying to work it free. St. Catharines needs one to force overtime. This puck will be chipped out by Fort Erie, and the crowd getting louder and louder as seconds tick away. Schonbacher, Radford will spin away. Under 40 seconds now. Up quickly. Here's Mustafi. Works into his forehand. Follow-up attempt into the slot. Loose puck. St. Catharines, the puck is cleared, and it's back to the St. Catharines blue line. 20 seconds to go here in regulation time. Fans on the edge of their seat now. One flick of the wrist could tie it up with Fisher here in the near wall. Fisher tried to get it across. 10 to go in the period. Back behind the goal. Dying seconds now. Fort Erie just trying to eat the clock. 5 seconds just out front. Fort Erie's going to find the puck and find the victory. Dying seconds, the horn sounds. The Fort Erie Meteors will hold on. Right at the end of the buzzer, they put it in the empty net. St. Catharines doesn't like it, and that'll draw a scrum. But what a hockey game under the spotlight. The final tonight, it's Fort Erie 2 and St. Catharines 1. How about a stellar performance in between the pipes? He stops 43 of 44. Raphael Tremblay, a name you will remember from tonight's game. A final 2-1 for the Fort Erie Meteors, who now sit 2 points back of the second place St. Catharines Falcons. 2-1, your final score. Tremblay steals the show in St. Catharines.
He was phenomenal, from the first 5 to the last 5. He was absolutely stellar. It's got to be hard for him coming in, especially when we're on this streak playing big teams, and he showed that he's already bought into the Fort Erie Meteors program, and he's ready to take us the way.
He won us the game. That's end of story. Came here on the road, had a good first period. I thought we were really good in the first, and then kind of got boat raced for the next 40 minutes. So there's lots of stuff we gotta work on, but Raph stood on his head, and we had some veterans make some big plays there at the end to get us to the finish line. But we're not leaving this rink with fog in our eyes. We understand that was a tough win, and that won't happen against this team very often. Losing Finn was tough. Something we didn't expect. I think top 3 goalie in the league. Not easy to lose, and then bring Raph in. He's unproven, right? He hasn't played that many junior games. I've heard a lot of good things, and we did our homework on him, and he's come in and stood on his head 3 games in a row, right? None like tonight, but he's been really good.
I want to keep building off what we are. We're very good right now. This game, a little bit of a curveball, but besides that, we've been very, very good, and I think we're only going to get better from here on out with the coaching staff and the work ethic of all the guys, the older guys, the younger guys. Everybody's here to win.
They brought in a new goalie for sure, looking to spark them, and definitely he played. Hats off to him. He played a hell of a game. But I think if you play that game 10 times out of 10, maybe get a different result. I thought the boys came to play hard today. Everyone was going from all 4 lines to all of our D, especially our goaltender Jacob Cernak. Yeah, he kept us in it. They had 2 or 3 point-blank chances in the first, which could have been different story, but hats off to him.
It's not often after a loss that you tell the boys you're proud of them, and that can be mixed messaging, because I don't ever want them to be okay with losing, but nothing's won or lost in January, and I asked them to reflect on the game they played, and I thought they played a heck of a hockey game. Just got to bear down a little more around the net. I didn't think it was because we weren't willing to get to the inside. I thought we went to the right areas to be successful. There just wasn't a lot of puck luck, but that's okay. That's just a higher power, challenging us to get better and keep learning. All 4 lines, all 60, our goaltender, proud of the Charges and the way they showed up on home ice tonight. Just didn't get the result we wanted. Last year, Fort Erie had our number in the regular season, and what happens there is you can start to question yourself, if you can, find a way to get over that hump. I think the great thing about here is, even though we're coming off a loss, these guys aren't going to question whether or not they can play in games like this. I think there's still going to be a lot of belief coming out of the room, but once again, it's just so important to find a way. And the truth is if we have to win that hockey game 1-0, that's what we're going to have to do in the playoffs. That's not going to. Fort Erie is going to be that team down the stretch. They're well coached. They take a lot of pride in their D zone. They love to soak pucks. They did a good job of not letting us get every puck through tonight. So we got to make sure we get our assignments on back checks and play good in our D zone and not give them those chances. Trey mentioned it earlier. Our goalie made 2 point-blank saves in the first period. So, 14 or 13 shots doesn't matter if 5 or 6 of them are high-end scoring chances, and that's what we need to clean up. They didn't have a ton of shots, but they had a lot of scoring chances in those shots, and we have to clean that up as a team. I love my kids. It's an unreal group, and wins and losses aside, these guys matter to me. they do things the right way, the way they treat people. I watch the way they help our scorekeeper walk across the ice. Or I go into Pelham the other night, and the greeter there in the Pelham Arena made sure he told me that my guys are the classiest group that come through the rink, and they made sure that they all said hello to him. And I always tell them, like, those things are so important in life, and if you're doing that, you're already winning, and hockey games become pretty secondary. So I know it sounds a little cliche, but I make my money outside the arena. I have a full-time career. So if I ask myself why I'm coming to the rink, it's because of those boys in that room and the love we have for them and their character.